Daimler AG is an international automobile company that's now among the world's leading car and truck manufacturers. Their vehicle brands include Mercedes-Benz, Maybach the luxury cars, and Smart, their micro-hybrid cars. Daimler makes commercial vehicles under brands like Freightliner, Western Star, Setra, Orion, Sterling, Thomas-built buses, and Fuso. Daimler also engages in technological research and financial services from its headquarters in Stuttgart, Germany. Let's look at Daimler's company story to know how they achieved this remarkable height. Before we continue, please subscribe to our YouTube channel by hitting the subscribe button below to get a notification on our next video. Daimler Company Limited is one of the top automotive companies with divisions like Mercedes-Benz Cars, Daimler Trucks, Daimler Vans, and Mercedes-Benz Vans. They currently have over 16,000 employees working together to keep them in the top position. Daimler-Benz was founded after the successful fusion of two revolutionary German automobile companies in 1926. These companies were founded by Karl Benz and the other by Gottlieb Daimler. Both Benz and Daimler claim to have invented the gasoline engine. In 1885, Benz built his first automobile powered by a single-cylinder gasoline engine. However, he began selling his automobiles in 1887. Daimler, on the other hand, designed several gasoline engines in 1883. He eventually received a German patent for a three-wheel gasoline engine vehicle in 1885. Daimler's success story kicked off when a British engineer, Frederick Richard Sims, noted railcars Gottlieb Daimler's motors in 1889. When he recognized how the engines could be improved upon, he introduced Daimler engines in England in 1890. After a couple of hectic and turbulent years, Daimler Motor Syndicate Limited was founded in 1893. Daimler decided to open a car factory that became the first British car company. Daimler was also unsurprisingly the first car associated with royalty. This was after King Edward VII, then Prince of Wales, was driven in a Daimler by John Douglas Scott Montagu, later known as Lord Montagu de Beaulieu. In 1889, the first luxury car produced by Daimler was sold to the Sultan of Morocco. After Edward VII had bought two Daimler between 1900 and 1902, granted Daimler royal approval as a car supplier. Various engines were made for King vehicles between 1899 and 1937. In 1901, Daimler sold the first Mercedes that was designed with a four-cylinder engine. A diplomat and important Daimler investor, Emil Jellinek, proposed naming the line after his daughter Mercedes. This was mostly because he feared that the German-sounding name Daimler would not sell well in France. Now, the Benz company produces trucks and cars. But it was before the First World War that Benz started manufacturing trucks with economical diesel engines that sprayed heating oil into the combustion chamber under high pressure. After the two competing companies merged in 1926, their engineers jointly designed the classic Mercedes S-Series. Daimler-Benz was the first company to use diesel-powered engines in passenger cars that eventually became available in 1936. Daimler played an important role in the First World War. As the war progressed, Daimler produced a Bentley BR2 engine, 12-inch artillery shells, a 105 HP Daimler Foster artillery tractor, etc. The production of the shell casings reached a high at 2,000 units per day. This was significantly more than any other private company in the country. When the Great War came to an end, Daimler expanded its Daimler rental business to include charter aircraft. This was the service that birthed Daimler Air Hire. Daimler Airway machines built the foundation of Imperial Airways, the national airway introduced in 1924. During the Second World War, Daimler created the Dingo, a scout car, and a Daimler armored vehicle. About 6,600 Dingos and 2,700 armored vehicles were produced. Components for aircraft and engines such as the Pegasus, Hercules, and Mercury were also made. During the Second World War, Daimler-Benz engines were often used in German tanks, bombers, and fighter jets. The Daimler-Benz factories were almost completely wrecked by Allied bombing attacks in 1944, but in the end, they were rebuilt. In the early 1980s, the increased demand for Mercedes in Germany and abroad made Daimler-Benz the car manufacturer with the highest sales in Germany. Daimler has been a part of the vehicle business since 1904. However, only bus chassis for double-decker vehicles were produced. Still, the Daimler fleet line thrived, and, between 1970 and 1978, the usual London double-decker bus was part of this chassis. In the mid-1980s, Daimler-Benz tried to expand its reach in the high-tech sector by taking over AG. These were manufacturers of electrical systems, turbine engines as well as radio and radar communication systems. They also acquired Dornier GmbH Aerospace and Medical Products, and Motoren and Turbine and Union GmbH aircraft engines. However, many of these acquisitions were not as profitable as anticipated. So, in the mid-1990s, Daimler-Benz was fundamentally restructured and numerous subsidiaries were sold, even though that led to the drastic reduction in the company's workforce. In May 1998, Chrysler Corporation and Daimler-Benz announced their intentions to merge. Daimler-Benz bought the American automaker for more than $35 billion on a stock swap. The shareholders of both companies officially accepted the agreement in September, and the merger concluded on November 12, 1998. Daimler Chrysler's stocks were later traded on the stock exchanges at the end of the month. As per the merger agreement, there would be two headquarters and chairman, and the official language of Daimler Chrysler would be English. It was also made clear that the products' brand identities would remain separate. That was to say, no Mercedes would be sold at a Chrysler dealership, and no Chrysler cars would bear Mercedes's three-pointed star emblem. In the early 2000s, Daimler Chrysler tried to reinforce its position in the automotive industry. So, in 2000, 34% of Mitsubishi Motors was bought. This placed Daimler Chrysler in the position of the third largest automaker in the world, right after General Motors Corporation and Ford Motor Company. The next year, the company sold Adtrans, a supplier of rail systems, to focus on the automotive business. However, the deal with Mitsubishi turned out to be a financial loss, and by 2005, Daimler Chrysler had completely sold its stake in the Japanese auto company. In 2006, the Chrysler division recorded a loss of $1.5 billion, reflecting the sale of 80.1% of Chrysler to U.S. private equity firm Cerberus Capital Management in 2007 for $7.4 billion. Daimler Chrysler was retitled Daimler AG in October 2007. By the end of 2008, progressively slow sales led Chrysler to apply for $4 billion federal funding to help them stay in business. As a result of the pressure from the Obama administration, the company filed for bankruptcy in April 2009 and sought a partnership with the Italian automaker Fiat. The two companies came together as Fiat Chrysler Automobiles. In the summer of 2009, Mercedes-Benz unveiled its first passenger car model designed with a hybrid drive, the Mercedes-Benz S-Class 400 Hybrid. Daimler Trucks and Mitsubishi Fuso also tested several hybrid models, including the Mitsubishi Fuso Canter Eco Hybrid and the Mitsubishi Fuso Aerostar Eco Hybrid bus. In September 2018, Daimler invested $155 million in U.S. electric buses and Proterra, the manufacturer of battery management technologies. In September 2019, Daimler announced that it would discontinue its internal combustion engine development initiatives in a bid to prove its efforts to accept electric vehicles. Daimler realigned its internal combustion engine development initiatives to focus on electric vehicle technologies, leaving electric propulsion less of an alternative than Daimler's mainline. The Research and Development Department made a compostable battery that uses graphene-based organic cell chemistry. This means that the battery does not require any rare or toxic metals, so it is 100% recyclable. In February 2021, Daimler announced that it plans to change its name by taking over the name of its flagship brand, Mercedes-Benz. They also spun off its heavy-duty vehicle unit, Daimler Truck, into a separate publicly traded company. What do you think about Daimler's company story? Thanks for watching this video. Please share your opinions in the comments section below, and remember to click the subscribe button to be the first person to watch new videos on this channel.